Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and you know, man, he be cracking them dudes.
People.
Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Don't dub it on, yo. I'm not paying challenge.
Where would you get this one, man?
Ain't no jumping out.
When Joe Rogan saw Gervonta "Tank" Davis's new bulked-up physique ahead of the Jake Paul fight, you could almost hear that signature Rogan tone kick in half, amazed half in scientific breakdown mode.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy's so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and his like patience.
Yes.
Yeah. He finds these openings and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient.
Right.
Like, when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he's like at a world champions that are competing today at the highest level. He probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Because he just wait, but he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence.
On his podcast, Joe didn't waste any time sugarcoating it. He looked at Tank's latest training clips and said, "Dude, looks like he's been forged in a powerlifting lab, and he's not wrong. Tank's shoulders are popping, his traps sitting high like a bull ready to charge, and his frame looks way thicker than what we saw before." The Ryan Garcia fight, Rogan started dissecting it in the way only he can, talking about how the extra mass could change Tank's explosiveness, how his punch velocity and hip torque might actually go up instead of slowing down.
Interesting, right? Like, you don't know whether someone's ever going to be able to figure that out, or whether or not he's just going to keep cracking people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's part of the fun of watching it. I've talked to a lot of like real boxing purists. It's like, you can't rely on that style.
Right.
He's got to be busier. When he gets to the best guys, it's not going to work out. Like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, because there's so many good.
But the real juice came when Joe compared Tank to a mini Mike Tyson with modern training science, saying he's built to detonate, not just box. He even threw a playful jab at Jake Paul, saying if Jake thinks this version of Tank is coming in for a points win, he's out of his mind. That dude's coming to end it early. You could tell Rogan respects the grind. He loves seeing a fighter evolve, and this version of Gervonta Davis looks like evolution on steroids, not literally, but in the way a fighter reinvents himself to prove a point. Joe summed it up perfectly. This isn't Tank Davis version 2. This is Tank Davis unleashed.
He got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know?
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well. You know, product of his own environment.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
All right, so after we saw Joe Rogan nerd out on Tank's new bulk and basically crown him a mini Mike Tyson on steroids, we move over to Wade Plemons' breakdown, and things get even juicier. You can tell these guys aren't just flexing. For the camera, they're building a blueprint. Calvin Ford is in the corner like a mad scientist with a clipboard dissecting every one of Jake Paul's quirks. Every little, oh, that might hurt me moment. This isn't some casual sparring, this is Tank sharpening the saw, plotting angles, and locking his mind into a zone where the only outcome is pure dominance.
Least serious you take Jake, and I've said this about everybody that's fought him, the ones that don't take him serious, the ones that say he's a YouTuber and everything else, they end up losing, or they end up looking like, oh, wait a second, this guy was a little better than I thought. They end up either getting taken by surprise or actually sometimes losing because they don't realize that Jake actually takes it serious. So this is good to hear. Just already right off the rip, they were already doing something.
Surprise. So tell me, when did you hear about this?
They've been going back and forth for years, Tank and Jake. They've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner. You know what I'm saying? But we have hiccups.
And listen, when I say Tank is targeting the body relentlessly, I'm not just talking cardio punishment. I'm talking about carving Jake down like a Thanksgiving turkey, making sure every step forward feels like walking through molasses. Now here's where it gets savage. You watch the footage and realize Tank is not just bigger, stronger, and faster, he is smarter. Ford's coaching is not about letting Tank throw wild bombs. It is a chess match. A how do I make a 60 low B monster pay for every inch of reach he thinks he owns scenario.
It's targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when he's probably Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack.
I can see it now. Tank's volume punches cracking into the body, Jake's hands dropping, and suddenly we're talking late round fatigue and opportunity knocking. You and I both know if Tank lands clean like this, it won't just slow Jake down, it'll flip the entire script of the fight. And the funniest part, everyone's calling it an exhibition, a circus. But these clips show Tank is treating it like a world title defense. Because when Calvin Ford's in your corner, fear isn't something to run from, it's a tool to sharpen. So buckle up, because this isn't Tank showing off for Netflix. This is Tank plotting a takeover, and you better believe he's ready to expose every single crack in Jake's armor.
Ridiculously hard for Tank to actually knock Jake out. I'm just, that's like 70-pound difference, 60-pound difference. That means something. And Jake's not some guy that's never thrown punches. He's a relative novice when it comes to, skill level that Tank has, but still, he knows how to protect himself. And again, his body structure allows for some mistakes to happen that he wouldn't have to pay for like he would if he was 135 pounds. Point being, I would be impressed, if Tank knocked him out cold or dropped him with some, hurt him.
And just when we thought Calvin Ford's honesty was wild here, comes Lamont Roach Sr., dropping straight up boardroom heat on Gervonta Davis's business moves. The man didn't throw punches, he threw contracts. He basically said, Tank skipped a rematch and ran to Netflix like, forget honor, I'm chasing algorithms. And honestly, I can't even lie. This Jake Paul fight feels like boxing took a left turn straight into a YouTube thumbnail. Like, imagine trying to explain this to an old school fan. Yeah, bro. So Tank Davis is fighting the guy who used to prank people at Target.
It's not good. It's not good for the sport. A lot of people say, oh, money this and money that, but you got to do business the right way. What I'm saying? You got guys on that other side, especially fighters, that take time out of their life, train, what I'm saying, get their coaches, their sparring partners, they go different places, travel. They invest a lot of times in their career, and it's a lot. So, when they get back, they get news like that, what I'm saying, it does not receive well. So, but we solid. We're going to stand 10 toes down, man, and we're going to see what's next for us.
But here's where it gets funny. Roach said it straight, you can't just break business and bounce for more money. And I'm sitting there like, bro, tell that to half of Hollywood and every influencer with a boxing license. Still, he's got a point. If Tank really ditched that rematch for Jake Paul, that's like skipping the NBA Finals to go play a celebrity 3v3. Yeah, you'll get the bag, but your legacy is side-eyeing you hard. Now, don't get me wrong, Jake Paul can punch, but Tank's built like a pocket nuke with gloves. This isn't content creation. This is career destruction. And if Jake walks in thinking this is another influencer exhibition, he's about to learn real quick that Tank doesn't do collabs, he does consequences.
Tank is just so much more better than Jake Paul. And some people feel, well, Jake Paul is this big heavyweight that punches hard, and Tank's going to find out, do you feel like this is going to be an actual real fight just underneath the term exhibition? And do you see the fight playing out when someone gets hurt?
I don't even want to talk on that fight, me honest. I can care less about what it is. It's an exhibition, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. He ducked that work. Yeah. He ducked that work.
Right after Lamont Roach Sr. went off on Tank for skipping business ethics 101, his son Lamont Roach Jr. came in and torched the whole situation, like a man who's just done being polite. He said exactly what everyone's been whispering. Tank didn't just dodge the rematch. He swerved straight into the Jake Paul circus like it was Coachella. And the best part, Roach called it exactly what it is for laughs. Like, bro, imagine training your whole life for a world title, just to watch the guy who beat you jump into an influencer brawl where the biggest headline is glove size. You can feel Roach's frustration. This man wanted smoke in the ring, not Tank chasing clicks on Netflix.
That rematch fight versus Gervonta after this fight?
Who knows? He said he's retiring. I believe him. Honestly, I think he's scared. So
If he's going to retire, I believe he's going to retire.
You think you'll retire after the exhibition match?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because we get scared.
And listen, I get it. The Jake Paul fight has dollar signs spinning around it like a Vegas slot machine, but legacy doesn't live on TikTok. If Tank's really walking away after Jake, that's like a superhero retiring mid-series. Because the merch sold out. I mean, Jake Paul's 200 pounds of content creation, and Tank's built like a human missile. That fight's either going to be the shortest main event ever, or the biggest marketing masterclass since Logan boxed, a weather app. Either way, it feels like boxing went from HBO drama to YouTube reality show overnight. But hey, we'll all still watch, because when Tank Davis steps in there with Jake Paul, you know, something viral, violent, and very, very expensive is about to go down.
Jake Paul and Gervonta fight. The weight, the ounces on the gloves, 12 ounce, and then, you know, Calvin was asking to get the 10s. What do you think about that? And people who don't understand that.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about their fight per se. Like, I really don't care. I don't care about their fight.
Here's the wild part, man. This fight feels like a social experiment disguised as a main event. You've got Jake Paul, the internet's golden boy of chaos, stepping into the same ring as Gervonta Davis, a man who was literally bred in Baltimore's boxing trenches. It's influencer culture versus real fighter mentality, the algorithm versus the art form. And the crazy thing is, both sides need each other right now. Jake wants legitimacy. Tank wants legacy. Outside the usual boxing bubble. It's like two universes colliding just to see who bends first. But here's my hot take. If Tank cracks, Jake clean. That's not just a knockout. That's a cultural reset. That's the moment boxing takes the internet back from the influencers. But if Jake somehow survives, even pushes Tank into the later rounds, oh man, we might be witnessing the birth of the most hated success story in combat sports history. Either way, this isn't just a fight, it's a battle for who gets to own the spotlight next.
Jake Paul is good enough where people say, oh, he's terrible. Jake Paul is not a world-class fighter. I don't care how a person feel about that. Fighters that started in their formative years, like we did, 8, 9, 10, we got too much time in. Jake will never catch up to that. Nope. He'll never catch up to that. We just got too much time in.
And there it is. One's chasing greatness, the other's chasing validation. But both are gambling with everything that makes them who they are. When those gloves touch it, won't just be a fight. It'll be the moment boxing finds out if authenticity still beats algorithm. Because either Tank's about to remind the internet what real power looks like, or Jake's about to pull off the biggest plot twist since McGregor-Mayweather. But what do you think is Tank about to drop? Jake faster than Wi-Fi in a hotel lobby, or is Jake really built to survive Baltimore smoke? Drop your thoughts below, debate. It, roast it, defend it. I want to hear all of it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters, the home of real talk, wild takes, and zero filters. See you in the next one.